So my name is Lora Fleming. I'm a physician and epidemiologist, and I obviously am not from Cornwall. In fact, I've been here since January. Prior to that, I worked in the United States in Miami, and prior to that, I was trained in New England at places like Harvard and Yale. Well, I've come here to be the director of this wonderful new center called the European Center of Environment and Human Health, and it's based at the Peninsular College of Medicine and Dentistry in Truro, Cornwall. And obviously we are supported because of the medical school by both the universities of Exeter and Plymouth. And part of our role is to interact with CUC and businesses in Cornwall. We have sort of two different pieces to it. Our major theme is that we are interested in the interconnection between environment and human health. And there's sort of a traditional environment issue, which is all the bad things that we have done to the environment that are coming back to haunt us. And that's, I mean, the big 10-ton gorilla is global climate change. But you also have things like lots of chemicals that we have produced that last, because we produce them that way, and now they've gotten into the environment and they're coming back to us in terms of our food chain and water and air, etc. And that's sort of somewhat the bad news story, but also is a real opportunity, I think, for us to collaborate with businesses. And then the other area that we're really interested in, and it's a real good news area, is that of health and well-being in the natural environment. As you know, obesity, diabetes, depression, these are the major health issues, not only of developed nations, but of developing nations. And we think that we can show scientifically and create programs with getting people out into the natural environment and improving their health, their well-being, decreasing obesity, decreasing workplace absences, increasing their happiness, and at the same time, potentially protecting the environment. First, it's physically one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived in, and I just came recently, but I'm exploring it. I think so that the natural environment is obviously one of the major advantages to working in Cornwall, but I also think you have a highly educated workforce. You have a lot of young people who have excellent training who want to stay here and raise their families, and what they need are more business opportunities and jobs to keep them here. And I also think that right now there is a lot of funding opportunities around the collaboration between scientists, researchers, and business. And we need to go out and seek that funding and build on the convergence funding that we've received.
Working with the European Centre for Environment and Human Health, we see various opportunities for businesses. It varies according to sort of intensity of that collaboration. We are working currently with the University of Exeter on their MBA programme, business school there.
The MBA is just one of the ways that we're working with businesses, but there's also other opportunities, including collaborative PhDs which are involving the centre, the business, and obviously the PhD student. This is sort of looking at substantive questions which have been picked up by the businesses, have been designed between the business and ourselves, and actually at the end of it hopefully finding sustainable solutions that will help that business move forward. We are here to work with all types of businesses, but within it we're sort of looking at businesses which have a focus around the environment, sustainability, businesses that care about well-being and how they can reduce their own impact. I think the advice is that yes, we are an academic institution, yes, we've got professors and doctors and people like that here, but the bottom line for us is that we're here for businesses. So what we would like businesses to think is to sort of get into that place where they're looking at us as people who can add value to what they're doing, not rule themselves out outright to say, oh well, that's just for academics, and what would academics sort of have anything to do with me type thing. We are here to sort of work with businesses to, it's not just about knowledge being one way. We're here to learn from businesses, and we hope businesses have got something to learn from us as well.
We're here to work with businesses when they're scoping and looking at developing a product or a service, and we would say myself and Tandy as knowledge exchange officers are here for businesses to actually make contact with the research centre through us, and we can talk through their areas and see if it really is something for them.